So let's be real. Most people think YouTube success means racking up views, getting subscribers, maybe even going viral, but here's what I figured out after messing around with this for over 13 years. None of that actually matters if your videos aren't turning into sales calls with real buyers. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 4-step system I use to turn tiny view counts into high-ticket sales calls. And I'm talking videos with under 800 views, bringing in clients worth $3,000 to $6,000. As you can see right here on my calendar, we got 2 calls scheduled for tomorrow, one with my sales rep and one with myself. And we have some screenshots of payments right here, 3,000 US dollars, 6,000 US dollars right here. So we're not talking theory, we're talking stuff that actually works, built on first principles and not trends or hacks. As you can see, my channel right here, I only have 6,000 subscribers. I get like 900 views, 800 views on a video. So you don't need crazy numbers to get results. But before I break down the first step in this system, you need to understand something called the buyer awareness pyramid, because this is how people actually buy, not just on YouTube, but in every single market. So here's how it works. You first have the unaware. These are people that don't even know they have a problem. You have problem aware, which is when they realize that something's wrong. Solution aware, where they start looking for fixes. Product aware, where they don't know your solution exists. And most aware, where they are ready to buy. Now, most people on YouTube make the mistake of speaking to the wrong level of awareness, because if your content doesn't wake them up and move them up this pyramid, then you never turn viewers into buyers. So I'll show you in a minute what type of titles would target which step of the awareness journey. But first, let me start with a simple truth. People don't just buy products, they buy solutions to problems that they already care about. And this is where most business owners on YouTube get this wrong, because they make videos that look good on paper, they look at videos that get a lot of views, and they make that, but they're just looking at videos that they think people want to watch. And they skip over the one thing that really matters, and that is, does the viewer even know that they have a problem that you solve? If someone doesn't realize they have a problem, then they won't value your solution no matter how good it is. So let me give you a quick example. Imagine you're a business coach who helps agencies book more sales calls. You could make a video like how to make $10,000 per month, and that sounds helpful, right? There's people that want to make $10,000 a month, and those type of videos tend to do very well and get a lot of views. But the problem is they're too general. It just sounds like a free tip video, not like you're actually helping them solve a painful problem. So most people watch casually and they never take action. The prime example of this is Iman Gadzi. He has a massive following, and a lot of his content targets top of funnel style viewers, where it's more general kind of advice targeted towards helping you get a certain money goal, like $10,000 a month, things like that. And he's actually noticed this, and he started to switch up his content strategy to go more niche. Iman Gadzi's actually talked about how niche style content does better. So as you can see here, he actually made an SMMA video, which is more what his course is based around. I think he teaches how to set up marketing agencies, and so he's kind of pivoted back towards that more niche style content. We have the how to make $10,000 per month general style videos, but on the next level, if you compare that to why your cold emails aren't booking sales calls and how to fix it, you see the difference here. This video here targets a real pain. It's a very specific thing. Now this type of video right here might not get as many views as the how to make $10,000 per month, but the people that watch this video are way more likely to buy your services. Because most of these viewers are going to be actual business owners that are actively using cold email, and they're trying to book sales calls, who are your perfect buyers, whereas this might include students, teenagers, people that don't even have a business. They're just starting out with trying to make money online. Maybe they're kind of curious about it, but they don't have much knowledge. And so these people are way more unlikely to buy your stuff. So that's the difference, right? You can kind of see the two types of videos now, one that targets the crowd and one that targets the buyer. So what does this mean for your YouTube channel? Well, this is why step 1 in your system can't just be about getting views. It has to wake up the right buyer. And it has to shift them from unaware to problem aware, or from problem aware to solution aware, because that's the moment when they start thinking, okay, this person gets me, maybe they can help me, and they might go check out your stuff and buy your products. Now, I'm not saying you can't have any of these top of funnel style videos, but what you want to do really is start from the more specific niche videos, and then as you start to grow, you can then create these top of funnel style videos, and then use the end screen call to action to send them towards these more niche videos. So how do I do this with my own videos? Well, in the past, I had a video called Script Writing Hacks YouTubers Use to Hook You, and this one did very well. It got 150,000 views, and it outperformed the channel average by 66 times the average. Now, it sounds super awesome, but the problem with this video was that it brought in freelancers, gamers, vloggers, and random creators who weren't my dream clients. My dream clients are business owners trying to grow on YouTube. So by making this type of video, it's about script writing, I made the mistake of not niching down far enough. And a lot of the people that come from this video end up not being qualified, and so they don't have any use for my products and services. So I shifted my approach, and now I began making more videos that started from the problem that my viewers have, which is not being able to book sales calls, not making sales, and I made sure to put these keywords in the title. And while these videos get way less views, they target way more of the actual buyers that I want. And these videos speak directly to business owners who are already trying to get sales from YouTube, who already have a business, but they know that something's not working. These people are problem aware, and they're already trying to solve it. They're looking up videos, trying to fix that, and then my content that comes in now is the perfect fit for them. Which takes us into step 2. But before I explain the second step in the system, if you're struggling to think of an offer for your business or think of video ideas that would actually bring in buyers, then I have a tool that you can use, which is super awesome. I've been using this thing every single day for the past 2 months. I talk to this thing for 5 hours a day. It's literally my personal assistant pretty much, and it runs the entire YouTube channel with me. You can do so many things with this. For example, if you need help with video ideas, you just click this button and it then talks with you. It asks you questions like what your niche is, who your dream client is, what your main offer and price point is, and you answer that and then comes back with video ideas that are made for business owners, that are made to convert. They help you get views, help you get clients. It's the perfect thing if you're trying to grow a business on YouTube. So for example, I just put in, I am a cold email agency and I'm targeting coaches and consultants. I offer done-for-you email campaigns at $2,000 per month. So I enter that in, and it now comes back with my niche and then a list of ideas that could work for getting clients. Why most coaches never book sales calls with cold email, how to book 10 sales calls a month without paid ads. This cold email strategy works even if you hate selling. It just comes back with a bunch of pretty good ideas that you can use, ready to plug in and get clients. You can even ask it to make your offer more enticing, to stack value inside of it, helps you with the offer, helps you with mindset, helps you with setting up the funnel as well, from the landing pages to the email newsletter. It does everything. Check it out, link in the description if you want to use this. Which leads us to step 2 in the system. But before I explain this step, let me tell you why most free value feels worthless to the brain. Because there's a powerful behavior principle called the IKEA effect. And the IKEA effect says that people value things more when they put effort into getting or building them. Because think about it. You could go buy a fancy shelf already built, or you could spend 2 hours that are frustrating building one for yourself from IKEA. Which one feels more valuable when you're done? Now, most people feel more proud if they built one themselves. And the same thing happens online. If you give away too much value for free with zero commitment, people don't value it. The brain just says, well, that was nice, but I didn't really do anything to get it, so it must not be worth much. But when you ask them to take small actions, like giving their email to get a specific free thing, you trigger a tiny investment in their mind. And that's why I just asked you to download this prompt right here. I am sort of doing that trick myself, but it is a very useful tool, and I recommend it a lot. Like, it will actually help you, but you see how it works. This tiny investment makes you care more about what I give you, and it primes them to actually open your emails, engage with your content, and see you as more valuable than everyone else. So what does this mean for your YouTube funnel? Well, step 2 in the system can't just be watch my free stuff forever. You need to give them a micro commitment step, something small but meaningful that makes them lean in and invest a little bit more effort to keep learning from you. So this is where your lead magnet comes in, a specific, actionable, free resource that helps them solve one tiny part of their bigger problem. And you give it to them in exchange for their email address. So in my own funnel, for example, I have a bunch of different lead magnets. As you can see right here, we have just signing up to the newsletter as a lead magnet. I have a ChatGPT hook prompt. I have a YouTube storytelling playbook. It's sort of a guide. I have a ChatGPT story prompt, and then I have this YouTube coach, which I just created recently. I had a few others in the past, like this A plot, B plot guide, and a few others which I've canceled and stopped using, but you can do PDFs, videos, guides, tools, prompts, checklists, anything really that people can use and actually get results. But here's a key trick, because the more a person uses the tool, the more they will value it. So you want to use something that they would come back to daily, like a checklist or a prompt, something like that. That way it's more powerful than like a one-time PDF or some video guide or something like that. Those sort of lead magnets are kind of overused and people are bored of it now. But if it's a tool that they can actually use to get results, I think those are way more useful. And I personally only get lead magnets that are tools, something that I can actually use and take me to the next step. And as valuable as you can make this free thing, the better. Like some people give away a full course. Like I think Hormozi gives away a course that is like 10 hours long. It's a super long course. And you might think this is way too much free value, but the way it works is if someone spends 10 hours going through your free training, then they're way more likely to become a buyer later because they've invested so much time and they trust you because you've already helped them. So honestly, like a 20-hour course that you give away for free, that's almost the perfect lead magnet because that takes them closer towards the 7-hour rule. So if someone is exposed to your brand for 7 hours, that's what they need to make a sale with you. So a super long course could be good too. And by doing this strategy, it's a win-win. They get free value, you get their email, and now the buyer is in your ecosystem, getting follow-up emails, and you just keep building the trust from there. Which takes us to step 3, but why do most business owners never convert their audience into buyers? It's not because their product is bad or because their content didn't help. It's because they never built enough familiarity for the viewer to actually trust them enough to buy. And there's a powerful concept in psychology called the mere exposure effect. The more someone sees you, the more they hear from you, and the more they spend time with you, the more they start to trust you. Think about your favorite YouTuber or podcast host. You probably feel like you know them, even if you've never met them. And that's just from seeing their content for hours and hours and hours. It turns these strangers into trusted authorities over time, not with just one video, but multiple videos. And this is why email is very, very powerful. And this is where the real relationship actually happens. Because even if someone loved your video, if they're gone, then they're never going to see you again. For step 3, you need to have ongoing communication after they watch your video. That's why you need a simple email sequence that keeps the conversation going long after they've left YouTube. It's not just promo emails, but actual valuable content that educates them on their problem, shares wins from people like them, tells stories that build connections, and casually plugs your offer when it feels natural. Pretty much the goal of YouTube is to stack these touch points and to build hours of familiarity so that when they're finally ready to buy, you're the only person that they think of. So here's how I do it in my own funnel. Once they get the lead magnet, I then send them the lead magnet consumption email, which has the thing that they want. I give that to them, wait 5 minutes, then I add them into an autoresponder. So this one right here is a promo responder. So it's a 4 email sequence where I pretty much just plug my offer. Because they just joined, I'm still top of mind. I think it's best to strike when they're hot. They're more likely to convert at this point. A lot of people say you want to throw them into a getting to know you sequence first of all, just to kind of warm them up before selling straight away. But from working on my own channel as well as clients, I've noticed that it's better to always pitch straight away. So we do that, and then that takes us to the next step, which is the getting to know you sequence. This one is just a 4 email sequence where we just give away my philosophy, what I think about YouTube, and it's more of like a indoctrination series where you get them familiar with your style and your beliefs and how it's different to others in your niche. From there, I then send them into another promotion sequence once they're warmed up. This is a 6 email sequence which promotes my offer again. And then once they're done with that, we then go into the long-term weekly newsletter. So every week I send a value-driven newsletter that just teaches something new, something I've learned, and this just helps me stay top of mind while stacking up those 7 hours of trust time. Now, another way to kind of build up that 7-hour rule is to just create binge watching loops on YouTube. So for your end screen call to actions in your videos, you want to send viewers to another video. This keeps them watching, it builds more trust, and it deepens the relationship before they ever hit the landing page. For example, they watch this video, I then send them to this video, which sends them to this video, and it basically just sends them through the entire channel. And the more videos they watch, the more they trust you. Which takes us to step 4, and if all of this is sounding a bit overwhelming and you're not sure where to start. If you want help setting up a YouTube content system for your business that attracts the leads and signs new clients while allowing you to get all your content done in under 4 hours a month, that way you can actually focus on growing your business, whether you're a marketing agency owner, a coach, a consultant, or a course seller, then click the link in the description. It should take you to this page with this video right here, which explains how we can guarantee you 100 leads per month in 90 days, or we work for free until you do. Check it out, link in the description. But now that we got the quick plug out the way, let's go to step 4, which is where we cover the biggest conversion killer that most business owners miss, and this is called funnel friction. So here's what this means. Because people don't take action when they're confused, distracted, or overwhelmed by options, because it gives people too many choices. There's no clear next step, and their brain does the easiest thing possible, which is to do nothing. So they click away, they get distracted, and they forget that you exist. Because think about the last time you tried to pick a movie on Netflix. There were too many options, no clear next step, so you end up just scrolling for 30 minutes, and then you watch nothing. And that's what your funnel feels like to your viewers if you don't give them one simple path forward. So step 4 in the YouTube funnel is to remove all the friction and focus all your attention on one clear next step. So the next step is usually to send them straight to your offer page, which is the call booking page, or to your lead magnet page. You don't want multiple offers. You don't want a menu of services, no 5 different CTAs in the video. Go to my Twitter, go to my Instagram. Like, you don't want all these things. You just want one clear action that solves their problem now. So how do I do this in my own funnel? Well, so in most of my videos, I send people to 2 main things. I have my main offer page, which I plug somewhere in the video. I then have my lead magnet offer, which I plug somewhere in the video. And that's it. I just have 2. Sometimes there's a third. If I use a tool or something that they need, I'll put that in there too. But usually 2, 3 max. If you want, you can just do 1, because sometimes 2 can be a bit distracting, but I just do 2. And I found that that works perfectly for me. As you can see right here, these are how my descriptions usually look. The first line is just get leads and clients from YouTube, and then a link to my main offer. And then I have my lead magnet on the second line. And then that's it. I don't even have a description. I don't write anything. I have chapters right there, but that's it. Like, I want to keep it as simple as possible. You don't write a full research paper down in the description and then hide your links somewhere in the bottom. You just want the 2 links at the top so it's visible above the fold. They see it, they click it. They don't have to click the read more button to like go down. It's right at the top. Just like in your landing page, you want, the main buttons at the top, the videos at the top, like things have to be high up so they know where to start, right? It's the same thing with your videos. In your descriptions, you want the CTA above the fold. Now you might be asking, what about, SEO and things like that? Shouldn't we have keywords in the description? It does help. So I usually, if I'm going to put SEO, it's going to be in these chapters right here. Right now, YouTube's kind of SEO system is very powerful. They just read the transcript of your video. So if you're using keywords in the video script itself, they're going to know, and that's how you rank. Like, you don't really have to worry about SEO. It's keywords, all the stuff doesn't matter. The description, the title doesn't really matter. It's mainly about what you say in the video. So keep your description simple. This is what works best for sales. But coming up with the funnel, that's the easy part. But making that funnel actually book calls, that's where most business owners get stuck. So if you want to see how I make this system work in real life, then go watch my video on how I booked 6 sales calls in 2 days with YouTube. And I'll show you exactly how I applied these steps to turn low view videos into book calls with real clients. I'll put the video up on the screen for you to watch next.